Hey y'all, these are going to be messages from the Ibis spirit. So the Ibis is an animal that is associated mostly with the Egyptian god Thoth. Okay, he has like a head of an ibis. So if you don't know what an ibis is, that's basically what I'm talking about. So we're gonna do messages from this particular spirit guide. So if this came across your for you page, this is not by chance. Okay, so we're gonna get into it here. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. The Cap Energy Tarot here, and make sure to follow me on TikTok, the Cap Energy. I am available for personal readings. Okay, I'll put my email in the description box below, and what I offer, some of what I offer in the description box below. You could contact me at my email if you're interested in a reading. Okay, so we're gonna get into this. What does the Ibis spirit have for everybody here? All right. Messages from the Ibis spirit. 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 So at the bottom we have the Three of Swords. So I feel like there's an energy here not to go back to what feels tempting, to what feels like it's right. You know, it may feel like it's right. It's kind of like this thing where you're trying to rekindle old interests or something like that. An old interest that, you once did like, but haven't really been into since. Maybe this is like 3 years ago, 3 months ago, 3 weeks ago. Something about the number 3 is very significant there, okay? But I feel like with this Page of Wands here, as I split this tarot deck, it's very much to stay focused on this path that you're on now, okay? And we have 10 of Wands here, so that it's something that it could be like, just it's an old version, it's an old interest of yours, but it's not something that you would get back into per se, even if given the right type moments or something like that. This time I feel like it's an energy of it could be tempting, but do not do it, okay? That's what I feel. Yeah, there's something that's going to come right in, okay? It's going to make you feel like that it feels right in the moment, but I feel like it's just only something that would keep you from your true path. Okay, it wouldn't resonate. It would fizzle out pretty quickly. I feel like, okay, with this Knight of Wands showing up in the first house of your approach and how others view you, your physical appearance, your identity, a position of leadership. So you may be getting some type of offer of some type of old job or something like that. That could be very tempting, where you get a higher position or a higher pay, but it's something that you already left. It's something like you just wouldn't feel right. It would just end the same way. Does that make sense? And the sun goes behind the clouds as I say that. So there's something about that being dimming your light. Okay, that's like what I feel there. Like the spirit said, like that the Ibis spirit, I should say, really say it would dim your light. It wouldn't be in alignment with what you truly love to do here. Okay, because you're an energy that can adapt. I feel like you're adapting quite nicely to change. You're pretty good about adapting to sudden change, sudden movement, sudden directional shifts. I feel like you're one of those people that can do that. You're the one that can manage this kind of thing. You're a kind of person that can't have the same thing over and over and over for a long period of time, or else it'll get boring and it won't resonate. Because there's whatever this is that's coming in here during this time it's very tempting. It feels like, but it's something that I feel like you have to stay true to yourself. Though it's like I get an energy to stay true to yourself, to what you actually love to do, whatever your passions are, whatever your interests are. Like that has changed quite a bit, and this temptation, this offer, whatever this may be coming in, is kind of that old you that had those old interests type of thing, and it could be tempting, but it wouldn't last. Okay, is what I'm getting. All right, with that Knight of Wands here, you could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person. All right, this is like an energy of jumping timelines too, because this horse looks like this horse is about to jump, about to take a leap, and I feel like you jumped timelines recently. Now you're on this highest timeline, but there may be things from your old timeline that try to convince you to go back, you know, is like what I'm getting here from this Ibis spirit. All right, and the sun brightens as I say that. We have the Seven of Wands here in the second house of your money, finances, personal belongings, self-love, and self-worth. So yeah, I feel like this is only this is something that could be somebody else's projection, if that makes sense. Like somebody's like these people, there's people projecting something towards you here that will make seem something so tempting. Does that make sense? Like people want you back. I don't know what that means, but you know, take what resonates. But there's something about people wanting you back somewhere, to only so they can benefit from you in some way, shape, or form. Okay, it's the only reason that this seems tempting. Okay, that it seems like it's the right thing or the right offer, but there's something about, there's a reading between the lines I'm getting, is what this Ibis spirit is saying. Like, read between the lines. Like, I feel like your wisdom, like it would just be going back, you know, because your wisdom was from that experience. It was from that. It wouldn't make sense to go back to it because you already learned from it. Does that make sense? Like this seven here, a seven is spirit. Okay, seven is ruled by the planet Neptune, and Neptune rules over Pisces. Okay, so that's this is like an illusion that may seem like, oh, that seems really good. It's like a mirage in the desert. Okay, and I just realized that there is a desert back here in this card. You know, there's always people that, you know, when they're in the desert, you start kind of seeing mirages or having hallucinations in some way, shape, or form, so to speak, and it looks like there's something there when there's not. That's kind of like this energy that's being presented to you right now. Like there's a mirage here. Don't go towards it. That's not real. Don't go towards it. The closer you get, the more it'll disappear. You know, and just your interest or your interest will disappear quickly if you were to take like whatever this is. Go back to whatever this is, it'll just falter. It would just you would lose interest pretty quick, maybe in the like within maybe a period of 7 weeks, 7 months. It would just fall. You would just be not interested anymore. It's kind of maybe you were at some place for 7 months that was, you know, making good money, but it was like there was just so much you had to deal with, and you going back to that would just only be repeating something. Does that make sense? All right, that's what I'm getting there. Because this temptation feels like just a projection of people wanting you to take that offer, or wanting you to go do that, people wanting you to stay where you're at. Does that make sense? Yeah, we have the Hierophant, so this could be a religious figure in some way, shape, or form. Okay, it's in the third house of thoughts, communication, and the mind. Childhood, the young adult years, secondary family. So this could be a family member. All right, that is very much like this here, because it comes out right after the Hierophant, right after the Seven of Wands, I should say. Somebody is hoping and wishing that you take that bait. Something here, something's being projected towards you, and it could be from this Hierophant energy, wanting you to follow a path that isn't really your path. I'm getting, because you're on your own path is what I'm getting here with this Knight of Wands, but like somebody wants you to follow them as opposed to following your own path. Okay, this could be somebody that's a Gemini, Virgo, or just an air sign person. Okay, that's what I feel there. Yeah, we have the Ace of Wands in the fourth house of family, home, and the emotions, ancestors. All right, so this is momentum. Okay, there's some momentum here when it comes to your creativity, your creative. Like I feel like a lot of y'all do something creative already. A lot of y'all already have a really creative energy that is something you're building. And it's something you do from home, I feel like. Okay, this is like in the fourth house of the home, so there's something you do from home that's more of what you enjoy, that brings in the flow of stability that you're seeking, you know. Um, but there's something about not getting off your path, okay? From this, for the first four cards, it's like stay on your path, okay? Do not fall back into old type of temptations here, old offers, you know, thinking that would be the best thing to do at that time, but it won't be. It wouldn't be. It would just end the same way. Does that make sense? Yeah, we have Death card here in the fifth house of your life purpose, creativity, self-expression, confidence. Okay, so yeah, I feel like, yeah, that is something that it's basically you're all in. I'm getting with this card, like in the fifth house here, you're all in. Like, I feel like you've made a commitment of some sort. Like, you're all in. It's like all or nothing for you. Okay, it's not like you're halfway committed. You're like all the way committed, okay? Or there's a need for you to fully commit to something, is what this Ibis spirit is saying. It's like there's something you need to fully commit to if you haven't already. If you have, well, then this is confirmation for you, okay? Because your fifth house is your life purpose, okay? And the death card's here. This is transformation. This is ancestors. This is, you know, clearing karmic debt, clearing karmic energies. The number 13 could be significant for you, okay? But I just see something about you're all or nothing kind of person. So, and you're committed now, or there's a need to commit to your path, all right? That's what I feel. Yeah, the Emperor. I feel like you're not gonna like just be swayed so easily, okay? The Emperor here in the placement of your work, job, daily routine, and health, all right? Sense of self-improvement. So you've improved since that time. Since that path you were on, since wherever you were at before, you've improved significantly here. You're a lot more grounded in reality and nature. And, you know, this could be somebody else. This could be an Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, Virgo person. This could be your energy, okay? But it sits in the placement of your routine, in your organization, in your self-improvement, your work, your job. Co-workers, former co-workers in this case. I feel like there could be a lot of former co-worker energy showing up here, trying to get you to go back to something here. But it's like it's like you're not a person that stays the same, though. Like, I feel like you're a person that learns a lesson quickly and then moves forward pretty quickly. And these people obviously are stuck. So I see something like that here, where they're trying to sway you off of it, okay? We have the Strength card here. So yeah, the seventh house of one-on-one relationships, business partnerships. All right. And it's facing, its back is facing the Emperor. So yeah, I feel like you are a person that, you know, enjoys where they're at now. It's like, you know, you made the right decision in some way, shape, or form. You already know that that was the best decision, and you're not gonna just kind of like abandon all that now. Like, there's something about you not gonna be like, no, I'm turning that offer down, or I'm turning that. It's like this pathway, this old pathway you kind of look glancing over, and it's kind of like, you know, and you may be thinking about it slightly here, but do not. You're being tested right now. I feel like there's something about your path, yourself, your foundations, your belief systems, spiritual path is all being tested in this very, very moment. It's important to stay on this path, okay? Like, that's the Ibis spirit. The main message here is to stay on the path. Stay what you're doing. Continue to grow here. Continue to be consistent here, okay? Continue to remain committed, all right? We have the Queen of Wands here in the placement of your 8th house, spiritual growth, evolution, and change, endings. So yeah, I feel like you've accepted something that is already ended, okay? You've accepted like a part of you that, you know, you may have been afraid to accept fully, okay? This could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio person. This could be you. It could be somebody else, okay? Because there's like 3 people showing up here. Hierophant, the Emperor, and the Queen of Wands. So there's 3 people. All right, one of these people could be you, you know, or all these could be other people. All right, but I feel like there's a sense of growth within you You know, it's like, why stop now? I'm going to keep going. Because it's just there's an energy here where that does not interest you. You just feel out of place if you were to go back to that. You know, that's like the energy. Okay. Yeah, the high priestess. So we have another person showing up. So in the placement of the ninth house, which is our stepping out of one's comfort zone, optimism, faith. Okay, your belief systems. Okay, long distance travel. All right. So I feel like there's a lot here that you're a person that is clearly a one that does not fit the mold uh, of like what they see, or like they try to view you as. Uh, you're like a high priest or a high priestess, you know. And this could be referring to your past life as well. And I feel like your path is just completely different. I feel like your path is meant to be more of the spiritual path, okay? That's what I'm getting here. What you do for stability is going to be much different than mostly a lot of people here, okay? We have the Five of Swords, the placement of the past, karma, time. I just feel like that's the energy, because you have people that are trying to sway you. You have people that are trying to get you back, or people are trying to convince you to come back, or like that kind of energy. It's in the placement of the past, all right? And it's a 5. 5 is Mercury. That's your mind, okay? You have a lot of people that are manipulators, okay? You dealt with a lot of people that manipulated or tried to manipulate you, okay? They try to convince you, or, you know, just use you, especially when it comes to work, all right? There's something about work. They use you. They took advantage of their position. They didn't treat you really with respect. They kind of saw that you were an easy target in some way, shape, or form, something like that, okay? Yeah, we have a Nine of Swords in the placement of the 11th house, which is acquaintances, social groups, how you work amongst a group of people, unexpected change. So I feel like this unexpected change, you just unexpectedly just walked away from these people, and you maybe have wondered that if it was the right move, and it's the right move. Okay, the Ibis spirit is here to reassure you that that move that you made either 7 months ago, 7 to 10 months ago, 11 months ago, whatever, a year ago, it was the right move. Okay. It may be tempting to try to go back to that, but it's like it wouldn't be serving you very well. Okay, it'd be serving others, but it wouldn't be serving you. Does that make sense? Yeah, this is about your spirituality. This is about you. Okay, you taking care of yourself. Okay, this is the energy of a healer. This is the placement of the 12th house. Your 12th house is one needs for solitude, privacy, secrecy, hidden strengths and weaknesses. So I feel like you understood what your strengths were and what your weaknesses are. And I feel like you're a person that, can't be around a lot of people or be around that environment, okay? I feel, because it does something to your energy. I feel like there was something about health that was very scarce during that time period. All right. It's very, I don't know, it's something with this red here. There's something about inflammation. There's something about breathing issues coming through here. All right. Having breathing issues or something, having to maybe take a leave of absences or something during that time period. I feel like, okay, you're running fever or something with your body here. Something with your immune system was very weak at the time. I feel like there's something about the immune system being weak there. And you had to get back to, fully recover, several times because it was so draining, I feel like. All right, let me take a sip of water. Here you go. Stay hydrated. But yeah, I just feel like your mind, body, and spirit, your wellness was pretty much at risk, whatever timeline this was on. And now you're in a place where that isn't an issue anymore. Your mind, body, spirit is a lot better. You improved as a person. Your creativity is skyrocketing. I mean, you're more confident in yourself. Your self-esteem is higher. Um, you're a leader now. Like, you embrace this role. Um, and pretty much the overall message here is to not be swayed by temptation. Um, Not to be swayed by things that feel familiar, because you're in an unfamiliar place. I feel like for a lot of y'all, and it requires you to stay on your path. Okay, that's the energy, staying on your path. To do whatever you're doing here that's creative, doing that. It's starting to pay off here. Okay, no matter what people may think about how your path is, it isn't. That's not them. It's not their path. This is your path. Okay. You follow your intuition. You follow what you feel is right. Okay. So at the top, yeah, you just are not part of this, what they call the rat race. I feel like you're not a person that is suited for that, or energetically just can't be in that energy. Like, again, I feel like there's a timeline that is shifted. You jumped a timeline, quantum jumped or something like that. Okay. Yeah. We have 10 of Wands at the bottom. So yeah, I feel like there's this energy of you wore a lot of masks at times. You wore a mask quite a bit of time in that timeline. You had to wear one, or you felt like, yeah, it's what you needed to do to protect yourself. Okay, from all of the vampires that you dealt with, manipulators you dealt with, narcissists you dealt with. But I feel like it's not to revert back to old ways, not to revert back to old beliefs, because I feel like your belief systems have shifted from this Hierophant to this High Priestess. I feel like that's a shift. The Hierophant was like your old way of thinking. The High Priestess is like the way you are now, the more spiritual side of you. You know, this was very restricted, and this is not. The High Priestess is very open. Okay, she's very open. She's creating new things behind the scenes, things like that. And I feel like because people don't have that same access to you as they once did, they don't know what's going on. And that bothers them. Okay? But that's basically like what Ibis is saying. Like, everything you've been doing, this path you're on, that choice you made, I get energy, that choice you made. That choice you made is the turning point. Is the turning point of your path. Is the turning point of your entire life. Okay? It's the best decision you've made thus far. Okay? Is what I'm getting. This is something that probably happened, like I mentioned, like 7 to 9 months ago, maybe 7 to 12 months ago, a year ago, right? Like, that's the best decision you've ever made. You may not think so right now, but it is. All right, so, all right, but that's what I got there from the Ibis spirit. So hopefully this resonated. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment below if this made sense. Make sure to follow me on TikTok if you have a TikTok. Follow me on there, the Capenergy. I post quite a bit of content on there. Okay. And I am available for personal readings. All right, I'll put my email in the description box below, and some of the readings that I offer in the description box below. Okay, so all right, y'all. Remember, the more you heal, the more you notice. Stay hydrated, stay safe, stay protected. I love y'all. Namaste.